So what's good, homies? It's your man, Dr. BOA. You know, recently we did a expose, for lack of a better way to put it, on Steve Harvey. And what took place in this expose is we simply cover the story of Marjorie Harvey cheating with his bodyguard and, now requesting X amount of dollars of his fortune and divorce. And of course, Steve Harvey, he has come out and vehemently denied it. Margie has said her piece about it, even though the thing about the divorce has been denied, but not so much denial about the cheating allegations. Nowhere to get the lies, but I know you came here to get the truth. Welcome to the Alphasphere.
Welcome to the Alphasphere, the only place on the planet that's totally engulfed in positivity and totally submerged in alpha energy. I'm your host, Dr. BOA.
Now Steve Harvey has responded to us. And I get the idea that a man should respond and defend his woman, but this wasn't about your woman, Steve. This was about the situation that you're in, which renders you obsolete when it comes to telling someone how a relationship should go. Now, of course, women are going to flock to it because women want to see Margie win. They don't necessarily want to see Steve win. They want to see Margie win, and they understand that Steve is the reason that Margie will win.
The woman I married is a good woman. She the best thing ever happened to me. She's God-fearing. She's loyal. She's faithful. And she's a kind and loving person. I don't care what nobody says. And y'all quit talking about she was in my other marriage and ruined it. She didn't. She was nowhere around that. My marriage, I got divorced in 2005. My marriage was over when the Kings of Comedy was out. Y'all ain't know that though, did you? It was over then. It wasn't worth a quarter then. It took us this long to get to the divorce. That's when the official paperwork came out. But in 2005, let me hip you to something. I had nothing. I lost the radio show we were on in LA on March 23rd, and I lost the only TV show I had May 23rd, I lost the radio show, and May 10th, I lost the TV show. Steve Harvey had no money. Got with Marjorie again, New Year's Eve, met her, talked to her. She was with her kids in Hawaii. We got together in 2006. We had nothing. She didn't marry into no lap of riches. I had nothing. When I asked her to marry me at the end of 2006, and then she said she wanted to get married in 2007, I told her too soon. I got to get some stuff together. She said, what? I said, baby, I ain't really got nothing. I'm trying to build. She said, I'm going to get in there and build with you. We got married in 2007. Do you know what I was doing in 2007? Nothing. We had four stations in 2005. 4. We built this. All of us built this. We had 4 stations. We turned this into something. But that woman got down in that foxhole with me and turned this into something. In 2007, we got married. In 2008, we found out that somebody had stolen 7 years of my tax returns. I ain't gonna mention no names. And we owed the government $22 million and we in debt. But then guess what? She stayed with me in that. Then guess what? In 2009, I got Family Feud. In 2009, the book came out. In 2012, the talk show came out. I'm telling you, this woman got in the hole and built this with me. She didn't steal nothing. And I'm tired of y'all talking about my girl, because my girl is one of the best women I've ever met. And why you black ass people out there got these blogs like you just gonna destroy somebody, I don't really know what that's about.
You tie yourself to the wrong woman and you forget all of the shit that you know to be true, that this woman don't really like you. This woman is with you for the money. This woman is with you for the prestige. This woman is with you for the clout. This woman is with you as a bounce back because the last relationship drained her so much emotionally, she just needs to drain somebody else's emotions.
But don't worry about it, because it ain't working. Because all we are now, we are a tighter two-handed circle. Thank you for doing that. And you're not going to split us up. And we're not going nowhere. And she is none of what she said she is. And she the best chick I know. Now I'm defending her, Ty.
But the problem is, when you're in a situation as a man that you have defined yourself as a situation where you knew you needed money to take care of this woman who has a history of being with men who have money, Now you're just being facetious because you want to act like you're defending your woman when in actuality, you're defending yourself and you're defending the situation that you find yourself in. So let's take a recap and look at some of the things that we said based on what Steve has said. See, the one thing we all have to recall is that none of these things were just made up out of thin air. These are Steve's own words, which means if you talk too much, at least be honest and stick with your story. Otherwise, don't volunteer any information. We're not lying, Steve. You said these things. Now, as you listen to Steve say, Marjorie was with him from the beginning when he was broke. Let's also recall a time that Steve said when he didn't have any money, he didn't want to be with Marjorie because he knew he needed money to take care of Marjorie. He knew this.
She was getting a divorce.
And him all the money.
Right.
What's wrong with that?
Right.
I'm trying to invest in my future.
Right.
See, these dudes kill me. That's what's wrong with this generation today. These young boys today, what do she bring to the table? The hell you mean, man? What do your ass bring to the table? You got a woman that can come to the table that can make another you.
So now all of a sudden she was with him from day one. But let's be realistic. When a woman is used to a certain lifestyle, as Jimmy Townsend, her ex-husband, has shown with these images from their time together during Jimmy's heyday as one of the top D-boys in the city, we can tell that this is a woman who wants a certain lifestyle. And let's be honest, when it comes to business, Steve Harvey is a guru. If you want to talk to somebody about how to grind from the bottom up more than once, multiple times, talk to Steve Harvey. There's probably no better man to tell you how to grind from the bottom to the top and then fall all the way back down and do it again than Steve Harvey. But when it comes to relationships and how to deal with women from position of power, Steve Harvey knows as much about relationship as a monkey know about flying an airplane. And I fly a lot, and I never seen a monkey in the pulpit. So I want y'all to keep in mind, this is not an attack on Steve or an attack on Marjorie. This is an example to men, young men especially, who are on the rise, who are on the come up, and even some of you older men who have made your money already and you're thinking about being in a situation with a woman. You got to make sure the woman doesn't want you just for the money. Yes, a woman wants you for the money, but not just for the money. Here's a woman who was talking to Jimmy Townsend even while she and Steve were together when Jimmy Townsend was going through his thing with the law, which eventually led to him doing 26 years in prison. If this man was telling any lies, there would have been an automatic cease and desist. There would have been some slander charges, but the man can't slander when he's telling the truth. He's not saying anything foul. This man is telling his story, not Steve's story, not Margie's story. And he has the images to prove it. See, this is what a woman looks like when she's in her prime and she's with a man that she absolutely adores. Look at the look on Jimmy's face. Look at this smile on Jimmy's face. Now, juxtapose that against the look on Steve's face. When does Steve ever look happy in an image with Marjorie? See, this ain't about Steve. This ain't about Marjorie, Steve. This is about you, homie. You keep trying to sell everybody this dream that you got this amazing marriage. Nah, man, you just got the girl that you always wanted. The problem is you got her when you were her best option. I'm not saying Marjorie doesn't have an affinity for you, but I'm saying that affinity is based on her finally getting to the point in life where you were her only option. When she was younger and full of thunder, she had better options. That's fine. If you're going to tell men how relationships work, tell them from the proper perspective of how your relationship began, Steve. But don't tell us that the woman wasn't with you when you ain't had no money. You had to go somewhere and then turn around and come back and say the woman was with you from day one. Let's be realistic. Next thing you're going to tell us that the woman was with you even though you were playing the field when you already told us that the woman was getting ready to leave because she just heard you on the phone with another woman, bruh. This is a woman who took control of your life. So to say that she's been there, even if she has been there from the bottom, Steve, it was your grind. When you become a woman's best option, she will be there to support your grind if your grind is her best chance to live the lifestyle she's used to. Let's be honest. No man who's getting his money is looking to be with an older woman because he has options to be with a younger woman. Even if you're a trick, you're going to be with a younger woman, trick off on a younger woman before you trick off on an older woman. And the bottom line is, man, no one is attacking you or your woman, Steve. We're looking at the situation saying, yo, you're not in a position to be telling nobody, man, how to do it the right way from a position of power, like a boss, like a man. Enjoy your relationship. I wish you the best, homie. I hope your relationship never ends. I hope you and your woman get old together and die together, man. I hope that's what happens for you. Well, that don't give you the right to be out here thinking, man, that you the top-notch done when it comes to how to deal with a woman from a position of power, especially a modern woman. Not these younger modern women, man. Listen, you got one of the first editions of the modern woman. The modern woman mindset, if you ain't got no paper, then what you gonna do? Ain't nothing going on but the rent. And so I get it, man. I get it. You have the right to jump out and defend your woman. But I'm going to tell you like this, man, I wasn't attacking your woman at all. We're looking at you saying that, you know, if your Marjorie had nothing to do with your first marriage or any of those things, I get that. But you jumped out of the frying pan right into the skillet, Steve. Yes, when a woman comes back to you, it's only because you're her best option at that point. If a woman didn't want you before and now she wants you, it's because then in her prime, she had more enticing things on her mind and more and men that she was more highly attracted to on her behind. Now she's yours. I'll give you that, Steve. You finally got the girl. But finally getting the girl ain't the same as getting the girl. So take this with a grain of salt, man, because I'm not attacking you. I'm not saying anything bad about your old lady, man. I'm looking at the facts of the situation. And since you're a man who decided to get out here and try to chastise men about how they're supposed to be and tell women how they're supposed to be, man, don't nobody want no woman, man, who in a situation where she just with them for the paper. Nobody wants that. You got that? Fine. Tell men who are with a woman who want them for the paper how to do that. Tell men who are with a woman who didn't get with them until he was her last option, how to deal with that. That's the kind of relationship you're in. So let's not sit and act like you are the guru of relationships that you are in business. Man, I give you 100% credit, 100% props on being a businessman, grinding from the bottom up after realizing that you kind of been a sucker with your business. I get that. But let's not sit and act like you didn't have to learn that the same way you need to learn this. You had to learn how to be on top of your business because you were in a situation where somebody had been writing checks from your account like they were paying taxes and you trust them enough not to check behind them for 7 or 8 years, dog. You had to learn how to become a businessman like you are today. And you're learning right now how to deal with relationship. The problem is you got the girl you want. I just hope she never leave you, Steve, because you're going to be heartbroken and shattered, homie. So I hope that it works out. I hope that y'all stay together forever, man. I hope that you keep the girl that you finally got. But don't turn around and say and try to make this a defense against your old lady, because this ain't about your old lady. This is about you, homie. This is about you and your capacity to be the voice of reason when it comes to dealing with women from a position of power. You're not that. You're just not, bro. That's not to say you're a bad guy or you're not a man or any of that. I'm simply saying you don't have the expertise and positive experiences in your relationships to be able to be the voice of reason for these men out here dealing with these women, man, who are out here digging for gold. You just don't. So I'll say this, man, if your old lady is offended by any of this, man, that was not my intent to offend your old lady. If you're offended by any of this, that was not my intent to offend you, Steve. But everything I said, I stand on because everything I said is based on what you said. It ain't like I dug none of this up or took nobody's word for it. Everything that I said is your word, Steve. Nothing else. So you might get the sympathy of the women. You might get the sympathy of the suckers. But you ain't going to get no sympathy from the real brothers who understand. They don't want the type of relationship that you have. You may love it. More power to you. Because if you're in it, hopefully you love it. But that doesn't change anything that I've said based on everything that you've said. Y'all comment down below and let me know what you think about this topic, man. I look forward to hearing what you men have to say. I'm out.